Hello there, it's me, Sari. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about making your own try shutter card or perhaps album, depending on what you want to use it for. I saw a beautiful layout of a try shutter card on the Graphic 45's blog, and it was 9 times 9 inches in complete size. That sort of led me to think about Project Life, because that's where my head is right now, sort of. I'm really interested in making these Project Life cards with different stamps and techniques. So with that in mind, I decided I would try to make it work with 3 vertical 4x6 cards and 2 horizontal 3x4 cards. And just having a regular 12 by 12 inch cardstock, you can actually make it work. So let me talk you through this. You're going to need to take your 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I think that the best way actually could be that you just put it in your scoring pal or some kind of a tool and do your scoring at 3 inches and 9 inches. And then you're going to turn your paper over like so. And you have to bear in mind that the score lines won't be visible as on this template here. But just remember that now you're going to score at 4 and 8 inches. And you're going to do some more scoring actually. You're going to score down to the 3 inch line. You're going to score at 2 like so, and at 10 down to 3 like so. And the easiest way to do it on the other side is to just turn the paper like so and do the same thing. Score at 2 down to 3, score at 10 down to 3. And then you need to take out your paper trimmer and you need to do some cuts. You're going to put your paper 3 inches in. So either you measure it like this, you put it at the 3 inch mark like so, preferably on the upper part, because then perhaps depending on what kind of a trimmer you have, you could use the line from 2 to 10 like so. And then you could either twist the paper like so, or you could use a guide from the trimmer that goes up to 9 inches. And then you're going to do the same thing, put it up, butt it up against that ruler up there and score from 2 to 10. So that's it. That's all the folding, scoring and cutting you're going to need to do. And then might be the tricky part that's next. I'll use a white piece of paper here. You might see some scored lines and some cut lines as I've done here. But the first thing that I'm going to do now is that I'm going to take care of the 3 bigger panels. So I'm going to fold the first one down valley style. And then I'm going to do the other upwards. So I'm going to make these in a sort of a accordion style. So those are the main parts for this card or album. And in line with this one, I'm going to make this one go the other way. So I'm going to do that one inwards. And I'm going to take that one outwards. And after that, it's easy to just fold this one down. Then you go that one there, and you're going to do the same thing here. So you will be ending up with something like this, going in a zigzag fashion like so. You have to do the same thing down here. Since this one is pointing up, this one will be pointing down. And the opposite for this one. And then you're going to see that it's going to be a shape like this. And you can almost push this one closed together right now. depending on what size of the paper was from the get-go, you might see that it doesn't end up properly like so. Sometimes the papers are bigger than 12 inches, and that is the reason for this result. I didn't pay that much attention to this when I started off, I'm sorry to say, but at least you get to know how you're going to make your score lines and your cut lines. And then you're just going to open it up like that, and you can place it there. So this is a tri-shutter card, it's just a big version of it. And now you're free to decorate. You could of course flatten it out a little bit while you are decorating it. And just remember that you could put these cards, if you have ready cards, you could just put them there like so. And depending on how much you want a frame to things, you might have to perhaps crop your papers or photos or such. And when it comes to these small bits, it's up to you really to decide on what you want to do with them. But let's say I were to have this as a card, this could absolutely work. Now let's say that you think that this is too small. Well, you could absolutely make two of these and fold them together and glue them together with a so-called hinge. Let me show you. And I'm going to show you two versions of this. The first one is what I call a double tri-shutter card, or perhaps a tri-shutter album. And the result could be this. You can absolutely have it standing on your table. It's sturdy enough because I have put a piece of paper on top of both of these to secure them and to keep them together. So just one piece of paper is enough. But if you want to hide that ugly, perhaps a bit wonky bit there, you could absolutely put another piece of paper on top. And in this case I have used a strip that is 4 inches because this one is 2. Alright? So it's really up to you, and in this case you could absolutely put in a really big photo like so. You could have perhaps 2 Project Life cards, and then you could also think about what you want your front to look like and how do you want to close it. I mean, the closing of this one isn't the easiest way, so that is why I decided on trying to make a double card but a narrower. So this is what I did instead. And this is just a prototype because I haven't really decorated it yet. I just wanted to give you an inclination of how easy it is to customize these albums or cards for the size of your pictures or stamps or whatever. And I did it like this. So it is a zigzag thingy looking like this. But the benefit of this one, I think, is that it actually isn't that big and it is easier to handle. Now I have to think about whether I would like to make perhaps a belly band this big and put it on top of this one, or perhaps just close it with a magnetic band or something like that. And as you can see, right now it actually holds itself together pretty well, but I'm not sure how well it would do that after I have put on tons of decorations and such. Of course, putting on decorations makes this one a little bit heavier. You have to bear that one in mind. But I think it's a fun way to actually showcase your photos and such. In this case, these photos come from my first scrap cruise to Kiel in Germany. And we had a couple of hours to spend there, and it was a market day or something. And I just let my camera go wild, and I saw these funky things. This is a happy smiley face there. There was a market with just dried fruit. There's a post carriage. And there was just a beautiful lamp thing that didn't actually shine that day because it wasn't on during the day I was there. I saw a beautiful little metal cap there and some funky dogs. And this trip, well, it's a couple of years ago, and I can't really remember the year now. Could it be 2006 or 7, something like that? So depending on what you fancy, you can make this into really big ones. Of course, you could continue making this one as well. I would just like to point out that when you're making the second one, you can do the scoring and the cutting the same way, but when you're going to assemble it, you need to twist it to the other side in order to get this opening. Otherwise it won't work. So you don't have to pay attention to anything more than do your scoring and cutting as you would. But in this case, when you're going to mount this one to the other, just turn it over like so, and then you're actually going to get this result. So this is really funky looking, isn't it? It's a nice thing. And well, if you are going to come up with some beautiful ideas on how to close this, perhaps make a video of it, show me how you did, so perhaps I can develop my skills as well. So in this case, it's just going to shut like this. And I hope you are inspired to make your own things, perhaps with a Project Life or pocket page twist. I'm going to sign off right now. I'll be back sooner than you know. You never know. Bye bye.